Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah amma ba'd. In Mecca, before the Prophet alayhi salatu wa salam became a prophet, there was a well-known lady who would begin to yarn and to sew let's say she's making a shirt. And she'd spend hours upon hours knitting this shirt. And just before she finishes it, she would completely undo it. Completely undo it and start over again. The second time, she's knitting hours upon hours. Before she finishes, she undoes it all. It seems like she had a mental illness. But the Qurashis, the people of Mecca, took a lesson from her situation. And it became a phrase. كَالَّتِي نَقَضَتْ غَزْلَهَا مِنْ بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. Like the one who undid her work after almost reaching strength. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this phrase in the Quran towards the end of the upcoming surah, which will be recited later tonight. And He tells the believers, take a lesson from this. Don't be like her. After working so hard to improve the image of Islam, to call people to Islam, to establish yourself in the community, someone does something wrong and completely undoes it. Like taking an oath, a false oath, using the name of Allah in vain, or doing something like the whole war on terror. Muslims make progress, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone does a suicide bomb, an attack, turns out to be a Muslim, and it pushes us back. كَالَّتِي نَقَضَتْ غَزْلَهَا مِنْ بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. Our actions and our behaviors mean everything when it comes to the image of Islam. And the Prophet teaches us, alayhi salatu wasalam, this. لا يقول الناس لا يتحدث الناس أن محمدا يقتل أصحابه. I won't let people say that I kill my own people. People who are pronouncing Islam, claim to be Muslims, but they're hypocrites, and then the community sees, the broader community sees the Muslims mistreating, so to speak, other Muslims. What kind of image does that send? And so we really need to be aware of our behaviors, our image in the public. And for any of us who travels to Muslim countries, we know the difference between the borders of the Muslim country and the borders here in the Western world. Here in the Western world, at least you feel like a human being. There might be some inconveniences, you might get some looks and some suspicion, but you're still treated like a human being. When we go to the Muslim world, we're treated like animals, and we're Muslims. And it's even our own ethnic countries. They'll take your passport, look, and just throw it back at you. You go through the borders, everything is suspicious. Open your bag, just toss everything out in front of everyone. What kind of image and message does that send to the non-Muslim world? And I saw there's a big YouTuber, travels the world eating food and looking at cuisines, entered a Muslim country, and kept releasing videos. This is a country you don't want to go to. Don't go to this country. They did this. They confiscated my cameras. The police were just following me, taking my phone, deleting everything. What image does that send to the rest of the world? That if we as Muslims can't treat each other well, what kind of a religion is this? What are we really taking from our religion? And so it means everything. We've been working hard. You, the parents here, the older generation, have been working hard to build the masajid, to build a future for your children. Alhamdulillah, great success. Jazakumullahu khair. But for the younger generation, we must continue to do that. It really means everything. The last thing I will say is that one time in an Islamic setting, in an Islamic setting, the Muslims were in a hotel doing their program, and they would go to the bathroom to make wudu, of all things. Make wudu, and water is everywhere, napkins are everywhere, tissues are everywhere. The janitor entered, and he said, if this is Islam, I'll never be a Muslim. It means everything. And so we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He has beautified our outer image, to beautify our behaviors. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen.